Hi, I'm Taylor and I'm going to be administering a blood transfusion. So first I'm going to look at the physician's order. I already checked the labs as well, and the reason for giving this blood transfusion is because of a low hemoglobin. So the order is for geriatric, Finn 261 824 375, 52 years old, Dr. Pierce. The order is for today now, packed red blood cells, 1 unit over 2 hours, and it's signed by the physician. I'm also going to look at the chart for the signed consent form. So the patient has signed it as well as the physician. So the physician has gone through the blood transfusion procedure with the patient. And then there is a transfusion medicine results report in the chart as well. So before I start my checks, I'm just going to prime my blood tubing with normal saline. And I've also made sure that there's a patent IV before the blood gets here. So I'll just make sure these are clamped. And I would be priming this in the med room, but for the purpose of this, I'm just going to use the pole here. And I have a 250cc bag of normal saline. Okay, so I'm going to open it now here and squeeze the chamber, but not squeezing the filter.
So now I have primary. I'm going to
I just want to make sure there's enough saline so that the blood doesn't go through a dry filter. Okay, now I can prime the rest of the tubing. Watching the bubbles leave. Okay, so the tubing is primed, no bubbles. I'm going to clamp off this saline and set this aside. Okay, so the type-in screen has not expired. I'm going to grab my second nurse to do my blood checks with me. So the first check is from the record of transfusion to the patient demographic sheet. So my second nurse is going to read the patient demographic sheet and I'll read off the ROT. Atrique, A-T-R-I-Q-U-E, Jerry, J-E-R-R-Y, Finn, MB261 824 375. My second nurse confirmed that. Next is the ROT to the blood tag. So I have Atrique, A-T-R-I-Q-U-E, Jerry, J-E-R-R-Y, Finn, MB261 824 375. The donation number is C051008900445 line of box. The component is red blood cells. The patient's blood group is AB positive and the component blood is AB positive, so that is compatible because it's the same type of blood. The cross match is not expired and I can see the date where it was issued. So the next check is the blood tag to the blood bag. So I have the donation number C051008900445 line of box. The component is red blood cells. The patient's blood group is AB positive and the component blood is AB positive, so that is compatible together. And I will look at the bag. It's a volume of 358 mLs. It is not expired and there is no abnormalities in the blood or the bag here. So now I can go into the patient's room. I'm going to wash my hands and do an entrance safety check, grab my second nurse, my flash, my swabs, my gloves, and the blood. So, hi, I'm Taylor. I'm a student nurse. I'm going to be starting the blood transfusion for you. Before I tell you about it, I just need to take a look at your wristband. Okay, so my second nurse is going to read the blood tag, and I'm going to read off the wristband. Jerry, Jerry, Atreat, Atrique, Finn, 261-824-375. And Jerry, can you please spell your first and last name for us? Okay, the patient spelled their first and last name, and can you tell me your date of birth? And that matches the wristband. So that's the fourth check. My second nurse confirmed all that. I'm gonna wash my hands again. So Jerry, this blood, the reason you're getting this blood is for a low hemoglobin. We're gonna try to get that back up for you. You do have the right to refuse the blood at any point. The physician has gone over consent with you. So do you still consent to getting the blood? Yes, okay. So I'm gonna be evaluating your vital signs often throughout, and then we'll check your hemoglobin again after the transfusion and see if it got back up. I'm also going to be monitoring for any signs of a transfusion reaction. So that reaction could be difficulty breathing, itchiness, numbness, tingling. If you have any of those, please let me know. Do you have any questions? Okay. So I've also noted the presence of a primed emergency normal saline line at the bedside in the case of a transfusion reaction. So I'm going to wash my hands, and I'm going to put on gloves to prime the blood tube.
And at first, so it's infusing now, and I checked how my clamps are open.
So I'll make sure it's clamped to the normal saline.
So Mr. Barton, I'll be coming back to do your to be monitoring you first 1 hour to check your blood. And like I said, if you don't tell me any side effects and something, please let me know. So this is your call bell. When I do my exit safety check, bed in lowest position, and I hang my knife. So it's running. And I'll be doing my documenting time and
All right. So
signing off my second.
I don't like how this is set up. All right. Clamped to the saline. I'll open it up to the blood, and then I can watch the blood run through this tubing. Okay. So since this is lab, I can't clearly see the blood running through, but if it was a real scenario, I would see the blood clearly moving to the end of the tube. Once it reaches here, I'm going to clamp it. Okay.
You want to keep it on?
So I'm gonna input it in the pump right now, actually. I'm gonna press primary. Okay. So I'm gonna set the rate at 50 mLs an hour for the first 15 minutes. The volume to be infused is 358 mLs. I'm going to label my line. Red blood cells. So I've got 50 mLs an hour, 358 mLs, label red blood cells. I can confirm primary. Now that's ready to start running. So at this point, I'm going to take my baseline set of vitals. Throughout the transfusion, the vital signs protocol is before the transfusion, after the first 15 minutes, every hour during the transfusion, at the end of the transfusion, and an hour post-transfusion. So that's the vital signs protocol I will follow. We've done all our checks, and it is in the line primed, so now I can swab the IV and flush it.
The right medication is insulin are continuous IV. Pin number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and insulin are.
So I'll swab for 30 seconds and allow it to dry.
2 units per hour. And the low blood glucose is 6 to 10 milligrams.
And I can flush the line. Any pain with that? I'm also assessing the IV site.
Two
Okay.
have two signatures on my mom. So I was going over
Now I can hook up my line.
higher lab medication, which means it needs to be independent of nursing. Alternately,
Okay. So I can set all this here. Now I've taken my baseline set of vitals. I can open all the clamps, close the saline open to the blood, and press start. So it's running at 50 cc's. I'm gonna watch for drops in the chamber here, and I'm gonna stay with the patient for the first 15 minutes, monitor for any signs of a transfusion reaction. After 15 minutes, I'll take those vital signs, and then I'm going to change the rate to 198 mL per hour. That's based on how long we want to transfuse it over and how much is transfused. No transfusion reaction after the first 15 minutes, so we can up that rate to the normal rate. I'm going to take off my gloves and wash my hands. And then I'm going to document on the cumulative blood product record. So that includes the donation number, the times, volume infused, the type of blood we are transfusing, patient reaction, patient education, their vital signs, and it requires 2 nurse signatures. So I will document on that and do my vital signs protocol, and that's it.